Hey everyone, this is Coach Zach. I'm going to be explaining your training card today. So we're going to start right here on this first year's README tab. This tab has a lot of information about where you can find videos for the exercises that you're performing, abbreviations, and even tempos. If after watching this video and reading this page and you still have answers, feel free to reach out to me or Coach Liv, and we'll get back to you and we'll answer whatever it is. So after we've read this page, we're going to go to warm up phase 1. These warm up tabs correlate with whatever training phase that you're on. So if you're on training phase 1, you're going to go here. If you're on training phase 2, you also go here. And then once you get to 3 or 4, you'll then move on to the next tab. So please pay attention to that. Make sure you're on the right one. These warm up 1, warm up 2, and warm up 3 correlate to the days that your training days. So if you're on training day 1, you're going to warm up 1, training day 2, warm up 2, and so on. So we'll look at warm up day 1. So jumping jacks, this gray box, we'll perform 10 of them. And then we're going to come down here and hands behind the head squat. We're going to perform 5. Quad pull to overhead reach, 5 each. Now there's a 2 in front of these, which means after we've done these 2 once, we're going to go back up and we're going to perform these same 2 over again. Notice that jumping jacks does not have a 2 in it. So that means we're only going to do it once right in the beginning. So to repeat this, you're going to do jumping jacks, then the hands behind that squat, and then the quad pull, the overhead reach, and then come back and perform the hands behind the head squat again, and then the quad pull and overhead reach. After you've done that, you're going to come down to T-jacks, perform 10 of them, and then repeat the same process. So you're going to do the glute bridges 10, alternating leg lowers 5 each, and then come back up, do glute bridges, and alternating leg lowers again. That same format will be how it is for the rest of your warm-ups. Now we've got this jump section. Notice how there's no 2 here. Okay, so that means you're only going to do these one time. So lateral bound with a stick, you're going to do 5 each side, and you're going to go straight into tuck jumps, 5. And then you'll go into long jumps with a stick, 3. Once you've completed your warm-up, you're now ready for your training session. So we're going to scroll over. We're going to find the first year's phase 1. These yellow boxes will not be here later on, so don't pay any attention to them right now. What I want you to pay attention to is day 1 and day 2. Okay, so on a Monday, we're going to be performing day 1. Wednesdays will be day 2. And luckily, it tells you the date, right? So you're going to find the current date. So we'll start with May 18th. And we're going to fill out this column. So this is where we're going to be putting all of our numbers in for the day. Every exercise is grouped into blocks. So the blocks are designated by these A1, A2, B1, B2, B3. So all this is A block, all this is B block. So how to read this, we're going to ignore the RPE column for right now. If these exercises were to be performed with weight, you're going to put in your weight right here. If it's not a weighted exercise, so if it's only body weight, you can just put a check mark. That'll be for you to know that you completed it. And then once we get into the weight room, that'll be so that I know you completed it. So please make sure you put a check mark there, even if there is no weight. After that, you've got your rep column. This just tells you how many you're going to do. So to read this, we will perform 3 vertical jumps, and then we will perform 2 of each side depth drops. Then we'll come back up to these vertical jumps, 3, and then down to these depth drops, 2, vertical jumps, 3, last set of depth drops, last set of vertical jumps. So we're alternating here. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 4. Once we've completed all of A block, now you are able to move on to B block. So you have to complete an entire block before you move on. So goblet squats. You'll notice that there are numbers now and letters in this RPE column. So this WU means warm up. Okay, so now we're going to find a weight that's going to be good for us for a warm up set. Whatever weight you choose is going to go right here on these dotted lines, right next to the letters, and then you're going to perform that for 10 reps. This second set, there's a 3 here, an RPE of 3. Well, you're probably wondering what an RPE is. Well, luckily there's a tab. You're going to go to the RPE scale tab. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion, and we're going to look for 3. All right, 3 means easy. And then later on, it's going to say 4. So you're going to find a moderate weight. So when we come back here to this training card, our first working set is going to be at a weight that is easy. And our second working set is going to be a weight that's moderate. So these two weights should be heavier than each other. So this should be the heaviest of the day. This should be your second heaviest, and this should be the lightest. Okay. Now how we perform this is a little bit different than up top. We will not alternate exercises during a warm-up set. So we will perform our warm-up set, then we'll take a little bit of a break. And I mean like 30 seconds or something. And then we are going to perform that first working set, so that 3. We are going to find our weight, perform 10 reps, and now we will start alternating. So now we'll perform our first set of the second exercise and this first set of the third exercise. Then we will come back up. We're going to increase our weight because it says RPE of 4, perform our second working set, and the second set here, second set here. You'll repeat that for your third sets as well. Something I want to point out is that for this goblet squat, you got this 2-1-X. So this is your tempo for the exercise and tells you how fast you're going to go. If I'm standing straight up and I'm about to perform a squat, this 2 seconds means I'm going to lower for 2 seconds into that bottom position. I'm going to be in that bottom position for 1 second, and then I'm going to shoot right back up to a standing position. And now I'm going to repeat the movement for 9 more times because we're doing 10 reps. Okay. So lower for 2, staying at the bottom for 1 second, then coming right back up. If you see a 2-1-X, that just means like a normal, steady pace, okay? Once you've completed all of B block, then you'll go to C block, and then D block once you've completed all of C block. Please put in your weights. If it's not a weight, then please put a check mark. If you keep scrolling into this spreadsheet, you're going to find Kondo phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. This is conditioning. This is your conditioning day. So you have options. So how we read this is that we have week 1. So if you're on week 1 of this first phase, you're going to be looking here. You've got 2 options. If you get to choose, you can either do option 1, which is steady state for 15 minutes, and then whichever equipment you have, or you can do option 2, intervals. All right, and that's all on you to choose. There's some notes over here for reference for when you're completing this. And that's it on how to read this summer program. If you have any questions, again, after watching this video or reading that info page, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to Coach Liv. I hope your summer goes great. I will see you in the weight room next year. Talk to you soon.